Welcome to Atlantic Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Scorpio for January 2021. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what lies ahead for you in January 2021. Reminder that we're in the element of Earth. Capricorn, slow, steady, earthly, grounded sort of energy. So, your energy is Page of Wands. Waiting on news. If you've been waiting on news, it is coming, and it's good news. And it's also action. Wands is always about things moving forward. So, there's something definitely, a new project this year starting that you're really going to attach onto, and it's going to take you places, and it's really for the good for you. So it's great, and it's sort of something that you'll just be focused on, and it's going to be really sort of positive, forward moving, and give you a good result at the end. So the page is just the beginnings of it. So just thinking about what you really want to do this year, achieve for yourself, whatever that may be. But it's going to move quickly, and it's a good year for doing it. Okay, where you are right now, yeah, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is at the moment. This is very much a Scorpio card. It's a fantasy sort of land card. It's the card of illusion, the illusion that we can have it all, and we all know, more or less, that we can't. So if something like this is around you in the next 4 weeks, just be circumspect. Just sort of have a good look at it, especially if you think, oh, hang on, this is a bit too good to be true. So we'll see why that's there, and then what influences. So watch that, Scorpio. And it's the Magician, so it's some kind of offer coming through, some kind of new journey, but it's very much something that you want. But as long as you realise with the Magician, there's lots of potential in it, but there's also risk. So whatever this project is that you're going to throw all your energy at this year, or what you want to achieve this year, just remember, you know, there's risk involved as well, and we all know that, but sometimes we get carried away with the whole event, and we just think everything's just going to flow, and then come the glitches and the hiccups, and that's when we get really frustrated. So as long as you're aware of that, you're fine. Of course, nothing in life is smooth, is it? Especially when it seems like too good to be true. There's always something hidden. But go into that, I feel like going into the new year with that kind of approach is sensible, rather than thinking, yeah, everything's just going to be dandy. Well, not always like that. Let's see the background. So what was happening in November, December, and Judgment, karmic debt being paid off. So this is sort of the end of a cycle in terms of, you know, it can be having, you know, children having grown up and left home, and now you can finally do something you want to do for yourself because they're all independent. So you've paid off all your debt, you know, you've done all that, it's all sorted, they're sorted. It can be any sort of end of a massive cycle where you're in the driver's seat to do what it is you want to do. So it's a really nice card, actually, and Scorpios of all people are very realistic as to how the world works and how things are anyway, but it's almost like karmic debt has been paid off. So what's next? As long as you're realising with the big cards here that this new adventure will also, or this new prospective potential will also bring with it its own set of circumstances that bring a bit of frustration. Recent influences, yeah, feeling a bit held back, especially where you wanted to be, and this is probably the tail end of sort of December before Christmas, just feeling like, oh my God, you know, I'm going to sort of have a big change next year. I'm just feeling like I need to sort of get something new in my life, because I'm just fighting all these battles and putting out fires all the time, but I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. I'm sure you relate to that. We all relate to that sometimes, just feeling held back. But that's when we've got to go and say, okay, well, what's my priorities, I guess. That's what that card's about. It's about sort of driving through the obstacles, finding your way through and reprioritising what it is you want, Scorpio. The lesson you'll be learning in the next 4 weeks is, yeah, once again, Two of Wands. So there you are, options, 2 options sitting there, and it's just about making the decision to move forward with it. And Wands is brilliant. So you've got a few Wands now in your reading, but Wands is great to make that decision and start moving forward. But it's going to move quickly once you start. It's the first step, basically, isn't it? So we've got the Sun on one side is one option of how it will end, and the Moon on the other. So it's like, but just both of them are interesting. They will teach you a lot about the journey of the new project, whatever that may be to you, Scorpio. It could be anything. Only you individually know what that is. So, end of first week of Jan, we have, 7 of Wands. So, standing up for yourself. And in nature, I'm thinking too, feeling held back. Well, you know, if this has been work that you've been held back, you've got to start saying, listen, I'm taking a few more days off, or I'm not going to be, you know, I'm going to sort of have some holidays. I'm going to do certain things and stand up for myself a bit more this year, so I've got more energy for myself, rather than devoting it to the cause of whatever, work, usually. So it's learning how to say no, and just you're replacing all that energy you give to work with other projects that will move really quickly this year once you kind of give it a bit more time, Scorpio. What's happening that you're not realising? And there comes the Sun. So the Sun really shines in there and makes everything painfully obvious. You know, you can see every crack. It's sort of an illuminator. But you're not realising that, but that's what this year is about for you, especially starting in January. It's about really looking at things, warts and all, and going, well, how do I need to reprioritise my time this year? But it's a healing card as well, so remember, it's kind of saying to you, you've got to stand up for yourself and look at what you want this year, rather than just constantly doing things for others and having nothing for yourself. Because you've got this second chance karmic debt card here, so you will manage it, whatever it is, but these cards are sort of saying to you, come on, you know, you've really got to get a handle on this and get back in the driver's seat, Scorpio. Okay, let's see how others see you. Yeah, and stuck. It's a weak card, but it's like, yeah, but not just yet. I won't make that decision yet. I'll see what happens yet. And it's always hanging in the air, and you don't kind of do anything about it. But you've got all these positive, forward-moving cards to say to yourself, you've got to do it. Bite the bullet and just make the decision. Devote a bit more time to yourself this year. Take the blindfold off, because that's kind of in a way what it means, and the swords is a defense. Oh, I can't do it yet because. I can't do it yet because. But think about that, Scorpio. You've got all this movement around you this year. It's time to sort of hitch your wagon to forward moving energy, rather than just the same old, same old. What you're feeling positive about is the Moon. So the Moon is unknown, and we've got the Sun and the Moon in a reading, which the Sun sort of shines out what the Moon's hiding. So the Moon is sort of, it's like anything. It's cloudy, you can't see it clearly, but once you start sort of making inroads into it, it kind of, it becomes clearer and clearer. So there's hidden things always with the Moon. And it's sort of always living in that fearful darkness of what if, and then the years go by and then you're still there in that moon sort of energy of just thinking of all the things that can go wrong in a way. That's what I'm getting in this reading anyway, because, and the moon will reveal once you start moving forward and attack that fear. It's a fear too. And get what you want this year, Scorpio. Instead of that cloudy environment. The outcome. Justice, karma, so it will work out for you really well, but you've just got to put that energy in and rebalance your priorities this year. So rather than being fear-filled about not being able to obtain something, just go at it like you go at everything, at work and things. Put that energy in there and you will indeed be very successful, living up to that Page of Wands, which is the opportunity. I'm just going to put a card on that Seven of Cups and a card on the Five of Wands. I can't put one on the moon because it won't give us any meaning yet, but I feel like you know exactly what it is that you're fearing and what's blocking you. Okay, so underneath what seems good to be true probably is you have balance, so you really need to balance your life out, and also this is divine time. This is the time to do it now, this year, this January. Start just making those plans. Why you've been held up. Now this would be interesting, or that feeling of being held up, but you know, in a way we create that ourselves, don't we? We sort of put things off. Yeah, the Lovers, because it's about a big decision you have to make. Will I, won't I, will I, won't I? But I feel like when you make it, it's fine. It's just all the angst that goes on before you make the decision. So there's the Lovers, number 6, and once again the theme of balance. You know, you need a bit more fun in your life actually. Rightio, your final card, the Buddha reading cards, your little message, Scorpio, is pure mindfulness. Mindfulness is the miracle by which we master and restore ourselves. With mindfulness comes the awareness of what has happened in the past is only a memory, and what is going to happen in the future is but a form of fantasy. Be still and open to the most precious moments that life presents to you. All the opportunities and blessings to be found are unfolding for you in the now. I rest my case. Thanks for listening, Scorpio, and Happy New Year.